Hello there, Jeff with the Bigshooterist channel. Thanks for tuning in. There's an old saying that's used often when somebody's using propaganda to try to get us to believe something that's obviously not the truth. And that saying is, who are you going to believe? Me or your lying eyes? Now, usually the answer is pretty easy, but things are not always as they seem on the surface. And to prove that to you today, if you stick with me for just a few minutes, I'm going to show you by the end of this video how this firearm is a pistol in every sense of the word and not a short-barreled rifle. And I'll even show you a letter from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms that absolutely agrees. Stick around. What we're reviewing today, and what I want to share with you, is the SIG Tactical SB15 pistol stabilizing brace. That is this portion right here. It is, contrary to what it may look like, not a stock. This firearm is not intended to be fired from the shoulder. And that's the real key. It's not intended to be fired from the shoulder. Now, I understand that your eyes are telling you one thing and your ears are hearing another. So I'll bring you back to the beginning. The SB15 pistol stabilizing brace was designed by a veteran who was shooting with a friend. His friend was also a veteran, and he was a disabled veteran. They were shooting at a range, and they were shooting a pistol without the stabilizing brace. This didn't exist. Just with the buffer tube on it. They were at a range, and trying to fire it with one hand, well, that's tricky. That's tricky even for somebody that's able-bodied, because this is very heavy, held way out with your arm extended. After spending a little bit of time there, the range officer told them that obviously, obvious to him, in his opinion, they weren't able to control this firearm, not to the point that he thought they should be controlling it, and he asked them to leave. So a gentleman named Alex Bosco gave that a little bit of thought. Alex was the veteran that was there with his friend, the disabled veteran, and he designed the stabilizing brace. Let me show you how it works. Things are going to start to make a lot of sense very soon. Here's the same piece in its standard pistol configuration. This is the buffer tube that we mentioned earlier that obviously extends past the receiver. It's unaesthetically pleasing, and there really aren't too many things that you can do with it. That's even if you're able-bodied. And again, this was designed for somebody that is not able-bodied, but we found that it certainly works very well even if you are. To use the stabilizing brace, what we found works well is to use a little bit of talcum powder, baby powder, something along those lines, inside this area, right here. You slide it over the buffer tube, and you end up with a nice friction fit that still remains adjustable, because everybody's going to want it on their forearm based on the length of their arm. There really isn't a one-size-fits-all that you could make with a buffer tube. Now you slide it over like that, you fit it to make sure that it's comfortable for you. There's one strap that you loosen, and this is where you insert your forearm. You keep adjusting the stabilizer brace in and out until it's in a place that's comfortable for you. You tighten up the Velcro strap, and you have a nice purchase on the firearm. That's how you install it, and that's how you fit it. Now, a portion of the proceeds from the sale of every single firearm equipped with this stock, or this stock as an accessory, goes to HAVA, Honored American Veterans Afield, HAVA, in case the accent throws you off a little bit. As I mentioned at the beginning, it was designed by a veteran for use with a veteran with limited mobility. And that's really the crux of this whole project. That's who it was designed for. That's who it was designed to assist. And it wasn't until after they made the first prototype or two that they realized that it had several advantages that went into the group of people that are able-bodied and people that had aesthetic interest in it as well. So, in a few short months, when you start to see these SB15 equipped pistols on the market, and your first thought is, I'm not going to touch that, that's a short-barreled rifle. Remember the talk that we had today. It's not a short-barreled rifle. It's intended to be fired with one hand, like a pistol. It's not intended to be fired from the shoulder. And the intention has absolutely everything to do with the classification. It's very legitimate. If it wasn't, SIG Tactical would not have picked this up. This isn't something that a small 07 like myself would manufacture in a basement and sell one or two at a time. This is SIG that we're talking about. So they've done the right amount of homework. I hope the little talk that we had at the beginning about things not always being as they seem on the surface made a little bit of sense to you and makes sense now. If you enjoyed the video, please like it, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Keep an eye out for the SB15 stabilizing brace. It's going to be coming out very soon. And until next time, have fun and be safe.